The story begins with Sam, a young man, being transported to a high-security prison in a police van. His crime was a minor theft, but the court sentenced him to 6 months in prison. As he arrives, the intimidating environment immediately makes him uneasy. The prison staff conduct a thorough body check to ensure he's not carrying anything prohibited. Once the formalities are complete, Sam is escorted to his designated cell, where he meets his cellmate. This inmate, who bears a slight resemblance to Sam, appears perpetually terrified, avoiding conversation or eye contact. His behavior leaves Sam puzzled and uneasy about what lies ahead. The next day, Sam overhears conversations among inmates and learns about Collins, a dangerous and notorious criminal who commands a gang within the prison walls. Collins wields significant power and terrorizes weaker inmates, including Sam's cellmate, who becomes the gang's primary target. It's evident that the cellmate's fear stems from regular abuse at the hands of Collins and his men. Witnessing this abuse leaves Sam deeply disturbed. He begins to worry if he, too, might become a target and wonders how he will navigate the challenges of prison life. One afternoon, Sam encounters Brandon, a fellow prisoner and infamous weapons smuggler. Brandon, seated at a table playing chess, when Sam suggests a clever move that would lead to a checkmate, Brandon is impressed. Though their interaction is brief, it leaves an impression on Brandon, who sees potential in Sam's intelligence. That evening, Sam observes his cellmate sharpening a knife. Alarmed, he asks about it, and the cellmate confesses his intent to kill Collins. He believes it's the only way to stop the abuse and ensure no one takes advantage of him again. Sam, skeptical of the plan, dismisses the cellmate's resolve. The next morning, Collins and his gang confront the cellmate, but before they can harm him, Sam intervenes. He picks a fight with his cellmate, disrupting the situation. The commotion attracts the guards, who break up the altercation and decide to move both Sam and his cellmate to another cell. This act of bravery saves the cellmate from further abuse, but it also puts Sam on Collins' radar. Brandon observes the incident and admires Sam's quick thinking. After several days, Sam and his cellmate are returned to their original cell. Collins continues to harass the cellmate. The constant abuse drives the cellmate to attempt suicide, but Sam intervenes just in time and calls for help. The guards take the cellmate to the hospital for an extended stay. With his primary victim gone, Collins begins targeting Sam, whom he finds appealing. Recognizing the threat, Sam sharpens a toothbrush to use as a weapon for self-defense. When Collins and his gang attempt to attack, Brandon and his men arrive just in time to rescue Sam. Brandon warns Sam that he cannot survive alone in the prison and offers him protection in exchange for a favor once Sam is released. Reluctantly, Sam agrees to the deal. The following day, Collins confronts Sam again, but this time, Brandon's men retaliate, brutally beating Collins. The attack is so severe that Collins dies on the spot. The incident shocks the prison population, and no one dares to bother Sam afterward. With Collins out of the picture, Sam finds some respite as he counts down the days to his release. After serving his 6-month sentence, Sam is finally set free. Outside the prison gates, he meets John, a gangster sent by Brandon. John hands Sam a letter from Brandon, containing specific instructions. Welcoming Sam into the gang, John gives him a luxurious house by the sea as a token of goodwill. Sam explores the house. He discovers a suitcase filled with fake passports, designer clothes, and a handgun. While examining the items, the doorbell rings, and Sam is greeted by Sona, a mysterious woman who delivers a bag containing cash and a cell phone. Sona explains that the phone will be used for direct communication with Brandon. After delivering the items, she leaves, piquing Sam's curiosity about her role in the operation. The next day, Sam follows Brandon's instructions and meets Franklin, an arms expert who trains him in handling various weapons. Franklin's rigorous training sessions equip Sam with the skills needed for future assignments. Later, Sam hires a helicopter under the pretense of taking a city tour. Once airborne, he pulls a gun on the pilot, forcing him to fly to the prison where Brandon is incarcerated. Inside the prison, Brandon takes a guard hostage and compels him to unlock the gates. As the helicopter arrives, Sam provides cover fire, allowing Brandon and his accomplices to escape. The group flees in a waiting car and rendezvous with John. During the meeting, Brandon unveils an ambitious plan to steal $1 billion worth of gold from a mine storage facility. With excitement in the air, the gang begins preparations for the heist, and as part of the plan, Brandon invites Sam to a lavish party where Sona is also present. The two engage in a private conversation by the pool, sharing details about their lives. Their moment is interrupted when Josh, a brash gang member, pushes Sam into the pool. Unbeknownst to Josh, Sam cannot swim. Sona quickly jumps in to save him, pulling him out of the water. Humiliated as others laugh at him, Sam leaves the party in embarrassment. While walking along the street, Sona pulls up in a car and offers him a ride. She takes him to a quiet Chinese restaurant where they have an honest conversation. Sona reveals that, contrary to popular belief, her relationship with John is purely professional. She shares her struggles as an immigrant trying to secure financial stability and expresses her desire to earn enough money to escape her current life. Sam, moved by her vulnerability, opens up about his own past. The two develop a deep connection. The following morning, Brandon confronts Sam, furious that he left without informing anyone. He warns Sam to stay away from Sona, accusing her of being a distraction that could jeopardize their mission. After reprimanding him, Brandon takes Sam to the gold mine to outline the heist's critical details. Sam's role is to ensure no one triggers the emergency alarm or gains access to the storage room during the operation. To ensure a successful escape, Brandon recruits Chris, a skilled driver known for his precision and speed. With the team complete, Brandon presents the mine's blueprints during a briefing. However, tensions flare when Josh begins mocking Sam again. Unable to contain his anger, Sam retaliates, leading to a heated altercation. Annoyed by the disruption, Brandon orders Sam to leave the room and cool off. Despite the conflict, the team presses forward with their plans, setting the stage for an explosive heist that could change their lives forever. Sam heads to a club one evening and notices a group of men harassing Sona. Unable to contain his anger, he draws his gun and chases the men away. While his intentions were to protect her, Sona is visibly upset. She scolds Sam for his reckless behavior, explaining that his actions could have drawn the police's attention. She reminds him that if the authorities intervened, it could lead to her deportation and worsen her precarious situation. Feeling guilty, Sam apologizes and invites her for coffee. Sona, however, declines, explaining she has work to complete first. Understanding, Sam decides to wait for her. Once Sona finishes her task, the two head to the beach. Sona, in a playful mood, steps into the water and calls Sam to join her. Sam hesitates. Sona encourages him, offering her support and coaxing him to face his fear. With her help, Sam tentatively enters the water, and the two share a heartfelt, romantic moment. As they grow closer, Sona gives Sam her necklace, calling it a lucky charm. However, her demeanor turns serious when she warns him, "Things aren't always as they seem. Don't trust anyone, not even me." Sam reassures her, stating, "Once the heist is over, I'll leave this life. But I want you to come with me." Sona, conflicted, admits that leaving won't be easy, as John wouldn't let her escape alive. The day of the heist finally arrives, and the team executes their carefully planned operation. Disguised as security guards, they infiltrate the building. Sam proves his value, expertly disabling CCTV cameras and unlocking doors, allowing Brandon and the others to neutralize the guards and lock them in a secure room. Moving closer to the vault, the team encounters a tense moment when Josh loses control and shoots a worker in the leg. Furious at the unnecessary violence, Brandon strikes Josh with his gun to maintain order. Despite the hiccup, the group continues, melting the gold into bars and loading it onto trucks disguised as construction vehicles. To create a diversion, they fire shots into the air, drawing law enforcement's attention elsewhere. Chris, the getaway driver, speeds off with the gold, though the police quickly give chase. The escape is chaotic, with several team members injured, but they ultimately succeed in delivering the gold to John for processing and sale. Later, John distributes the earnings among the team. However, Sam questions about a deceased team member. Brandon coldly disposes of the body by burning it in a car and pushing it off a cliff. Disgusted but powerless to intervene, Sam collects his share of the gold and leaves. Sona is interrupted by a knock at the door. One of John's men arrives, revealing that he knows about Sona's plans to escape. He warns her that John is aware of her intentions and attempts to kill her. Sona narrowly escapes and calls Sam, informing him that John has betrayed them and alerted the police. Meanwhile, the police raid Brandon's apartment, but he manages to evade capture. Brandon relocates to a cemetery, where he buries all evidence of the heist to protect himself. Furious and betrayed, Brandon calls John to demand answers, but John denies any involvement in the betrayal. Realizing he has been double-crossed, Brandon contacts Sam and proposes they head to Melbourne, where John is likely finalizing the gold deal. Sam agrees and convinces Sona to join them. Once in Melbourne, Brandon uses a contact to locate John's whereabouts. He assigns Sona the task of delivering money to the family of their deceased teammate. When Sona refuses, Brandon loses his temper and slaps her, angering Sam. The two men engage in a heated argument before calming down. Brandon tells Sam, "You're a gangster now. You can't afford to show weakness. If you do, you won't survive long." Unbeknownst to them, Sona overhears Brandon telling Sam, "Once the job is done, give her some money and send her far away." Heartbroken, she storms off, feeling betrayed. Sam chases after her, attempting to explain that she misunderstood the conversation, but Sona refuses to listen. Back at their hotel, a hitman sent by John sneaks in and holds Brandon at gunpoint. The man reveals that John hired him to kill Brandon, but Brandon manages to convince him to switch sides by offering double the money. The hitman agrees and provides valuable information about the location of John's deal. The next day, Brandon and his team launch a surprise ambush on John and his men during the transaction. In a fierce gunfight, they eliminate John's men, reclaim the gold, and capture John. After retrieving the gold, Brandon executes John and prepares to leave the city with his team. As they board a boat to escape, Brandon suddenly turns on Sam, pointing a gun at him. Brandon declares that he can no longer trust Sam and offers him a share of the money to part ways. Remaining calm, Sam urges Brandon to check the gold. Upon inspection, Brandon discovers that the gold has been replaced with iron plates. Enraged, he confronts Sam, who reveals that he and Sona secretly swapped the gold during the ambush. Sam reassures Brandon that he will still receive his share. To solidify the deal, Sam hands Brandon a phone. On the other end of the line is Sona, who warns Brandon that if anything happens to Sam, she will expose him to the authorities. Realizing he has no choice, Brandon drags Sam into the water, aware of his fear of drowning. However, in a surprising turn, Brandon pulls Sam back onto the boat, asking, "Why didn't you just take all the gold and run?" Sam responds, "You've helped me a lot. I didn't want to betray you. You'll get your share." Accepting the explanation, Brandon takes a separate boat and disappears, leaving Sam to reunite with Sona on the shore. In the final scenes, Brandon adopts a low-profile lifestyle in a distant city. However, his peace is short-lived as he is eventually betrayed and captured by the police. While in prison, Brandon receives a letter from Sam detailing the location of the gold. Enclosed is a photograph of Sona, pregnant with Sam's child, symbolizing their new life together. The movie concludes, leaving the audience pondering the cost of loyalty and the pursuit of freedom. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.